Hello and welcome back everybody to the Foodbuild factory, where today we're going to take a look at the Bulldozer. That's the guy you can see on screen right now, and as always I'm going to show you some gameplay in the first part of the video, and in the second part of the video we're going to take a look at the perks, the mutations and everything else in order to recreate the character. Now let's get right into it. This is going to be an explosives build, which is going to be using the Broadsider, a weapon I'm very glad that it finally is a viable option. Like, I always liked the idea of the weapon. It feels kind of wacky and it just feels fitting for the Fallout universe in a stupid way. Like, there always has been a place for such silly weapons, and nowadays with all the condition changes this thing is actually quite good. Now there's one simple problem, which is that it's going to not do any damage to Scorched Beasts. However, you are spec'd into explosives. What I like to do here is I just carry an M79 grenade launcher with me with some 40mm grenades. Not a lot, we're talking about like 10 or so. So if I encounter a Scorched Beast I want to bring down, I can use that. The weapon works very well against them. So that's the only exception I found so far. Anything else really goes down fairly well. We're using a two-shot version here, and as a secondary type of damage we do have Paint Train active. Since we are in power armor all the time, I found that it was kind of a nice idea, especially if you're getting swarmed or doing the White Spring Golf Club, for example. This can be really fun. Here we go. Did very little damage on this occasion, but usually it does definitely do some great damage. So here we can see it. Okay, we don't. For some reason Paint Train seems to be a little bit bugged at the moment. Let's see if now it worked. Yeah, there it went. So 2 hits for level 60 ghoul and it's down. Obviously kind of a bit of a bad idea if you're going against a single ghoul like that, but if you're getting swarmed or enemies do gang up in a narrow place, you just charge through them. That's overall a lot of damage that you're dishing out. In terms of ammo, I do quite like the Broadsider in a way, because first of all its ammo isn't reduced by the how's it called, Ordnance Express perk, which reduces explosives, but rather goes under Bandolier for ballistic ammo. And in addition to that, you only need I think it's steel and lead, so it's quite easy to make ammo. But what I did, just crafted like what was it, 50 shots or so for me, and the rest I just farmed at the daily ops, which worked out very nice. Here you saw it, 2 shots for an Assault Drone Dominator, also not a bad thing. We do have some raiders here. Do we want to kill them on this occasion? Maybe get some reputation. Alright, let's see how we do in free aim. Pretty well. Where's the last one? There it is. Just now realized, by the way, I only have 4 shots left in my M79 grenade launchers, so we're going to dish out on the Scorched Beast. I think those 4 shots won't be enough, probably, for the Scorched Beast. So yeah, that would be tedious. I don't have anything on me actually that could damage the thing. So yeah, we're just going to not fight the Scorched Beast on this occasion. Here you saw, sometimes the projectiles bug out a little bit in VATS, but overall I found that it was a very solid experience. Like, I didn't really had any real problems, except for when I fought a Scorched Beast first time. And yeah, what's happening, I don't know. The hitbox doesn't really register your damage. The only thing, the only damage you do is like the impact damage from your projectile itself, so you're doing 1 or 2 damage points. It's kind of bugged. Also I'm pretty sure this is nothing that Bethesda will address at any point, simply because it's such a minor problem, such a niche problem. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they were to take their time. Also, going for the torso here, better VATS hit chance, and in terms of damage, I think you're even doing more. Angry Turtle made a very good video about it a while back, with explosive weapons, and with launchers, obviously, it's even more noticeable, where you want to target the torso or the legs, so the hitbox, the explosion can bounce off the ground. Basically, that's what's happening as far as I understood it. But yeah, would be interesting to see if you can damage the cargo bots, because maybe the same problem you have with Scorch Beast, maybe it's tied to being airborne, but I can't really tell, and to be honest, they're too far away. I don't want to test this during the video here. Let's see, well, let's not go for the thruster. Let's stick with the torso here. We're very minorly invested into VATS, by the way, so we do have a few VATS perks, and we also use VATS very often. However, yeah, there's not a lot you need to do. Just one rank of most stuff is enough. For example, one rank of Gun Fu, and so on. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I even have more than one rank, but yeah. We do have Grim Reaper Sprint. We're not really looking for crits. We're not a crit build, that's what I'm saying. We use VATS, but yeah, not a crit build. That's basically the best explanation here before we look into the perks. As you can see, mobs generally tend to go down in one hit. It's going to change a little bit when it comes to super mutants, like the level 50 or 60 ones, they should still go down in one shot, but once we're getting into the realm of level 75 and upwards, yeah, then we're going to see a little bit of a problem where we need 2 shots. But on the other side, yeah, we have a multi-shot canister, so we have 3 shots before we have to reload. Reload doesn't take all that long. Overall, it's not bad. It's really a very laid-back approach, actually. Like, it's really fun because, as you know, I think it was even 2 explosive builds before the condition changes were going live over the last year, and they always have been fun, but yeah, going for an explosive build was just very tedious. And now the only problem that's left is really that ammo is kind of heavy and hard to obtain, but that's not as big of a deal on this occasion, because, as I said, you're not needing any rare material for the cannonballs. It's just lead and steel, and which immediately is a good thing. You don't need things like nuclear waste or well, springs aren't exactly rare, but on the other hand, if you're going through them with an alarming rate, yeah, you sooner rather than later find that it's hard to come by. Anyways, it's not a big deal to craft multiple mini nukes or something, but definitely the cannonballs are the easiest to get a hold of from all the launcher type ammo. The fact that I like the cannonballs are, their weight is reduced by Bandolier, by the way, is just because it spares us 1 perk point. Pretty straightforward here. You need 3 perk points in order to max out Ordnance Express, and Bandolier just needs 2, so that's a nice thing to have. And also, I didn't have to level up all that much because I didn't have Ordnance Express, I think, on this character, so that's a nice thing. Overall, this is a pretty good all-rounder here. By the way, you already saw that I'm wearing Radar power armor. There's no particular reason for it, other than visual preference, to be honest. I just wanted this kind of look here, just to look like kind of a farmer or something who went mad, disguising as a Brahmin. You see the point. Basically, put on the best power armor you have with any skin you like. Doesn't really matter. Thing is, we're already quite tanky, so obviously Radar power armor is, I think it's the worst in any way. So you can just go upwards from here on. And here we saw it, even for the level 60s we do need 2 shots, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Quite a big explosive radius. We are also good with free aim, so we can definitely do damage outside of that. I just went for it because it was just time saving and easier, to be honest. Here you see the reload speed is very fast actually, so no real reason to worry here. You could go for a quad version, however you're losing a big chunk of damage over the 2-shot weapon, and you're not actually getting 12 shots, I think how it is calculated. You're ending up having 6 shots, I think, because the quad just quadruples the base ammo capacity, so you have 4 base shots and then adding 2 with the multi-shot canister, so I think that wouldn't be worth it all that much. As I said, we have a 2-shot version here. It has extra damage when aiming at 10%, and that's it, I think. Now if I had to choose here, Vet's hit chance would probably be nice, and reduced weight or faster reload, either one of those. However, you saw the reload isn't that long, but I guess faster reload would never be a bad idea. Also, I do like Pain Train, by the way, not only for the feature it gives you, but the way you're sprinting just looks so satisfying, to me at least. I mean, screen is shaking, so I could see how that throws people off, but I personally always liked it. Just stop sprinting here. As you can see, our AP comes back very fast. And there we go. Blood Eagle is dead. Damage is very consistent nowadays. This was a problem with the broadsider back at the day, that you just had very inconsistent damage. Like sometimes it didn't do anything at all, sometimes you had very good damage. So yeah, nowadays it works better. Okay, I would have taken those plasma cores, but yeah, I'm not going to search for the carcass here. We probably missed someone, but I don't really bother to search for them now. We're now going to take a look at this here Deathclaw, and once that's done, yeah, we're going to jump down, kill some super mutants, and then it's going to be a video. Alright, I think with a bit more adrenaline, maybe if we would have gotten a bit of a Vet's chain here with Gun Fu, we could have taken down this Deathclaw with a single shot. Because I think we did hit the belly, so we did hit the weak spot probably, but yeah, anyways, it was 2 shots, which isn't a big deal anyways. Right, this was kind of easy. Let's see, here's the hound. Also, even though we have relatively low perception, yeah, we actually have a pretty good Vet's hit chance, because we're always just targeting the torso. So you don't really have to invest a whole lot into perception. I think we have 1 point more than we actually need. However, that comes from legendary perks, so yeah, just don't take that. Pretty easy. Not quite sure if we killed the legendary, but I think we shouldn't have. Yeah, there he is. He just regenerated. Okay, I think we're running out of AP here, so we're going for a little bit more of a free aim approach. Finishing the legendary with the Pain Train perk. Here we go. Crits are always nice, just so you have a good hit chance. And as you can see here, things are going pretty smoothly. We went through about 100 cannonballs so far, which is kind of okay. As a reference, I was farming the daily ops for, like, as I said, I was starting with about 50 cannonballs and was farming for like 10 minutes or something. So I wouldn't recommend going any higher than maybe 1,000 shots or something, simply because they still weigh quite a lot. You do have I think 0.1 pounds per cannonball, which is still quite heavy, so 10 or 1 pound math. Yeah, I mean, I don't have calibrate shocks or anything, so you could definitely go higher with that, but that's about it. Well, anyways, this was the gameplay. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, I gladly forgot to stock up a little bit on 40mm grenades, so we could have taken on the Scorch Beast with a side weapon, but that's not the point of the video anyways. Just be aware, you need a side weapon for Scorch Beast, either an auto grenade launcher, or what I, as I said, tend to use is just a 2-shot M79 grenade launcher, because it's quite light, and yeah, it has good hit chance, works very well against the Scorch Beast. You need like, I think I killed a level 75 legendary one earlier, which took me 10 or 12 shots with the M79, so that's about it. Well, let's get into the details. First of all, the weapon, as I said here, 2-shot, 10 damage while aiming. Condition holds very long actually. We barely lost any. We started with pretty much the same condition as we have here. 2-shot, best effect for launcher types. I think it's going to stick for a while at least. 10 damage while aiming, well, I think it's negligible, so you don't really need it, but better than nothing, I guess. As I said, 2-shot, VETS hit chance, faster reload or reduced weight would probably be the best here. And here's the grenade launcher I was talking about as a secondary, but as you see, only 4 shots. In terms of armor, we do have a torso piece with the core assembly, so we have faster AP refresh, but that's about it. The rest is bare bones, plain and simple, just level 45 radar armor. We don't use the helmet actually, we use this here. I tend to carry the helmet with me just in case I want to explore a dungeon or something and really need light for some reason. Yeah, you can keep it with you. Another thing you could do is keep a mining helmet. It's just lighter and is able to do the same thing, but yeah, that's about it. So not a lot to talk about in terms of equipment here today, and let's get into, well, no, first of all, let's show the mutations here. We do have Adrenal Reaction, Bird Bones, Carnivore, Eagle Eyes, Marsupial, and Speed Demon. Well, kind of unordinary for the heavy gunner or explosive character, for the simple reason that we do have Eagle Eyes and Bird Bones here. Bird Bones I just like when I'm in power armor, so not every jump ends with a superhero landing, and Eagle Eyes just a little bit more perception and VETS crit damage because we're using VETS a lot. Other than that, Marsupial and Speed Demon, well, pretty obvious if you're you want to jump higher, have faster reload speed and movement speed, so that's pretty generic, and same goes for Adrenal Reaction. So nothing really out of the ordinary here. Carnivore, you know that, use it or don't. On this occasion there's not a single buff that we desperately need here, so you can go without any carnivore or herbivore, so that's about it. And yes, now let's get into the perks. 14 strength, so should be expected a lot of strength. However, on this occasion we're basically not using it for our weapon damage, but rather having Traveling Pharmacy, Lock and Load, Bandolier, Pain Train, and Blocker. So a bit more survivability from Blocker. Pain Train, as I said, just gives us a little bit more of a character, so to speak. So you can just use that perk. I mean, you're basically always better off just using a weapon, but it can be fun to just run through a horde of enemies and killing some of them. So I really like the perk. Just don't use it if you don't like it. As I said, Bandolier, this one reduces the weight of the cannonballs, not the Ordnance Express perk, as you would believe, because for some reason the cannonballs are ballistic ammo rather than explosive ammo. Lock and Load, pretty simple. We do reload quite often, and even though our reload is fast, it doesn't hurt to get it even faster. Traveling Pharmacy, weight reduction perk, pretty straightforward. In terms of perception, yeah, I already mentioned it during the video, we have a bit more than we need at this occasion. I do have Grenadier just to give me a little bit more of an explosive radius, and 1 rank of concentrated fire, so I can if I decide to not target the torso, I can do that. Other than that, yeah, no real benefit. And I mean, a bit more VATS hit chance over multiple shots is nice to have. As you see, 4 perception here. It comes from legendary perception though, so yeah, just go down to 3 would be more than enough still. Or you could use rank 2 of concentrated fire. Maybe you can use rank 1 of, how's it called, fire in the hole, so maybe you want to throw some grenades here and there and get that throwing arc, but yeah, that's about it. In terms of endurance, rank 3 of life giver for some extra health, and rank 3 of fireproof. Rank 3 of fireproof, pretty obvious, we're using explosives all of the time. We don't have access to a dense chest piece since we are in power armor, so yeah, less damage from explosions, very intuitive on this situation. In terms of charisma, higher than usually for me. This is a combination I sometimes do where I use Lone Wanderer for extra AP refresh and tankiness combined with Tenderizer for extra damage if we do follow-up shots. So I think it even works for the second shot from 2-shot already, but that could be just when the server lag is very minimal. Anyways, sometimes you do need more than 1 shot and you might as well have Tenderizer here. Intelligence pretty high here, pretty standard for a power armor build. We do have power user, stabilize, demo expert, batteries included. Now batteries included in power user, pretty straightforward. We want to carry quite a lot of fusion cores, and since we're using VATS here and there, yeah, it doesn't hurt to have power user so our fusion cores don't drain so fast. Demo expert, this is our main source of damage, so pretty obviously you want to have that at rank 5. And stabilized, I'm not quite sure if the armor penetration works with the explosive weapons, with the launchers. So yeah, I didn't really test that, but at least the accuracy bonus you should get. So it's nice to have here, and it was already a power armor build, so I left that in. Agility is at 11, so we do have Action Boy, 1 rank of Gun Fu, rank 3 of Adrenaline, and rank 3 of Dodgy. So even though we have Dodgy, we rarely ran out of AP, and even if we do, we don't necessarily need VATS for the most part, so I would definitely wanted to have Dodgy on for this occasion, simply to have a bit more tankiness going on, a bit more damage mitigation. Adrenaline, yeah, just some damage going on during the fights. Gunfu, you saw it a bit during the video, can be really nice, especially if you're fighting mobs that you can one-shot. And last but not least, Action Boy for our lightning speed Action Boy refresh. And last but not least, we do have luck with Bloody Mass, Starch Jeans, and Grim Reaper Sprint. I was inclined to use One Gun Army, but on the other hand, there's basically nothing you don't kill pretty fast, so there's never really a need for crippling or staggering enemies. So I decided to go for Grim Reaper Sprint instead. We're using VATS a lot, and having action points come back instantly is a nice thing to do. Bloody Mass does pretty well on this occasion. Like we can look at that for a moment. So with Bloody Mass at the moment we do have 1225 damage, and without it we're down to 1093, so over 100 damage. I think that's one of the occasions where, yeah, Bloody Mass is definitely useful, even though you probably don't need it. Electric Absorption in terms of legendary perks is the most important one. It's just very powerful. I have it on every single power armor character, it's just a given. Recharging your fusion core is nice, but also healing you, very good. Especially if you're fighting against Assaultrons, for example, renders them pretty much useless. And the rest here is just some minor buffs to our legendary, to our perks, to our stats. So here it is, legendary perception at rank 2, so just go down to rank 1 and you don't waste a point here. I just happen to have rank 2, so that's it. Legendary strength for a little bit more, basically this is Bandolier. Legendary endurance, yeah, Life Giver just gives you a little bit more hit points, so you might as well live without that. And same goes for agility and luck. Agility, well, that's just 1 rank less of adrenaline, and for luck, may just go down with Grim Reaper Sprint. So you can basically, this build doesn't need a whole lot in order to work. That's basically the nice thing to do, or in general, the nice thing about explosive builds is that they work with relative little effort. The simple reason that you just need 5 points in order to get your damage, your full damage, gives you a lot of room for convenience perks, and yeah, it's just nice to have. You don't really have to invest into bats to make it useful, because you do have very good bats hit chance overall. So yeah, explosive builds are fun, and I think they're very easy nowadays. I really need to hold back a little bit in order to not swarm you with explosive builds, because yeah, since the changes went live, I basically had fun with every single launcher weapon in the game and was really enjoying them. But yeah, I have to hold back a little bit. One thing I can say is, for example, that a lot of builds have Demo Expert in them, just to boost their explosive effect on their regular weapon, and that alone means carrying a 2-shot reduced weight Fat Man or something is, or M79 grenade launcher is just a super effective sidearm if you need it. Especially, yeah, if you are a character that struggles to keep to take down Scorch Beast. Yeah, M79 grenade launcher, 2-shot best obviously, takes them down very effectively, and the ammo isn't even that hard to carry. Like, if you carry 20 of them, maybe you're looking at 1 or 2 pounds. So yeah, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. We're not far off from having new hardware, better video quality, so thanks for sticking with me, and see you next time. Bye.